Welcome everyone to Something to Talk About from the Bainbridge Island Senior Community Center, sponsored by Fieldstone Memory Care Bainbridge Island. Fieldstone offers innovative and compassionate care, now accepting residents. They also offer day stay and respite programs. Call 360-689-4314 to schedule a tour of Fieldstone's beautifully appointed apartments on Rolling Bay today. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge that the Senior Community Center is on the ancestral homeland of the Coast Salish people, specifically the Suquamish people and the people of the clear saltwater, and we honor them. Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us. I am so happy to have back with us today Tjohnson, Adult Service Librarian with the Kitsap Regional Library on Bainbridge Island. Tressa, what are we going to be talking about today?
Thank you so much, Katie. I am going to be talking about downloading from the library. And I want to open by acknowledging that technology has opened up worlds for us. It has been, gives us the gift. We have so many different options. We're not as limited to what we read, where we read. At the same time, it's given us the curse of having many options. Sometimes it can feel a little overwhelming. So I want to preface with that because I do want to invite anyone to contact me if you have any questions later, whether you're here today or watching the video. Part of my job is that I can meet one-on-one with folks, and it's actually my favorite part of the job. So if anyone has any questions, please do stop by, drop me an email, and we'll find a time when the two of us can sit down, or if there's more than one person in your family, we can sit down and I can give you some personal attention and answer your questions. Okay, so downloading from the library. So you can download to the library on a computer, a phone, a tablet, or a Kindle. So what can you download onto those devices? Well, if you have a computer, a phone, or a tablet or a Kindle, you can download ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines from the library. There's a 3-week checkout period. At the end of 3 weeks, they automatically go back to the library, so there's never any overdue fines, which is wonderful. I do want to say a word about Kindles. There are 2 types of Kindles. One of them, the Kindle Fire, is you can check your email, you can play games, you can use the internet, and with the Fire, which is essentially a tablet, with the Fire, you can take advantage of all 3 options from the library to download: ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines. The other type of Kindle, the Paperwhite, is intended primarily for ebooks. So with a Paperwhite, you can download ebooks from the library, but not audiobooks or magazines. So I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. So if you are, if you're using a computer, or a phone, or a tablet, or if you have a Paperwhite, a Kindle, either one, there's no setup. It's very easy. And there is a one-time sign-in process, and you will need your library card number and your password for that one-time process. If you're not sure what your password is, no problem. You can try the last 4 digits of your phone number. You can also give us a call. We can reset your password easily. Our phone number, which has changed, is 451-5050. Again, it's 451-5050. So I'm going to show you the sign-in process, and I can do that because whether you use the Libby app or your computer, the sign-in process is the same. So the Libby app is what you will download and install on your device if you have a smartphone or a tablet. And it is with this this software, this app, that you will be reading or listening your audiobooks, ebooks, or magazines. Okay, once you install the Libby app, that's when we get to the sign-in process. So I'm going to share my screen and go through that so you know what to expect. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, so, and let's see if I can move this a little bit. All right. So you are now looking at my computer screen, which is not the Libby app. And the reason for that, if you do not have a phone or a tablet or a Kindle, but you do have a computer, you can go to, if you look in the upper left-hand corner, libbyapp.com, right? Functions exactly like the app. And this is where you would go to read or listen to what you check out. So if you're using libbyapp.com or the Libby app, this is what the screen will look like. So the first question, do you have a library card? I'm going to click yes. Libby needs to know what library system your card is affiliated with. And I usually click here, the second option, search for a library. And then I put in my zip code, and up pops Kitsap Regional Library. Now you'll notice it says Bainbridge Island Library. The specific branch is immaterial. What's important is the library system, Kitsap Regional Library. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. Great. So if we look on the right-hand side, they are asking me to sign in with my whether or not I want to sign in with my library card, which I do. So I'm going to click here. And now I will put in my library card number. Next. And sign in. And this library card account belongs to Hazel Rabbit. And I always joke, extra points if you know who Hazel Rabbit is. Character from a book. So, so that's it. I'll click next. Oh, did that go? There we go. In this screen on the right-hand side, it asks if I read with Kindle or if I want to skip. Now, what this question will do, if you are going to be only reading Kindle books, then anything, if you click the button here, yes, I read with Kindle, all of the searches that you do on this website or in the app, the results will all be Kindle books. So I usually suggest that people, unless they are planning on reading on a Paperwhite, which only works with ebooks, generally suggest skipping this option. I'm going to click skip, and you can always change your choice later on. Okay, so that's it. We've signed in. It's a one-time process, and that's it. So, okay. So I've talked about what you can download, right? Ebooks, audio, magazines. I've talked about where you can download, computer, phone, tablets, or Kindle. And we've walked through setup. So now it's time for the nitty-gritty. I'm going to get down to it. There are just 2 steps to downloading from the library. There is checkout and downloading. So and that's it. They're completely separate process. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're going to download, or when it comes time to download, you will download to the device you are planning to use. So for example, you want to listen to a book on your phone, you'll download to a phone. If you want to read a magazine on your tablet, you'll download to the tablet. If you are going to read something on your computer, you're going to download to the computer. The checkout process, number 1, is different in that you have choices. Okay, you can download from the Libby app. Check out. To check out, you can go to the Libby app to check out. You can go to krl.org and check out, or you can go to the website we were just looking at, libbyapp.com, and you can check out there. Why does it matter? I'll give you an example. So I like to listen to audiobooks on my phone. So I download them to my phone, but for checkout, my phone is very small, and I really struggle with those teeny tiny keyboards that you have to tap on the phone. It's just too small for me, and my eyes are not that great. So I don't use it for checkout. I could if I wanted to, but I prefer to use my computer because it's larger. I can use a mouse, which I find much easier to navigate, and it's easier on the eyes because I've got a big monitor. So that's the process that I'm going to walk through with folks now, is how to check out an item. So I'm going to share my screen one more time, or I guess at least one more time. All right. So we start at krl.org. You can see our website in the upper left. And I'm going to hover over download here on the black menu bar, this horizontal menu bar. And actually, whether you click on audiobooks, ebooks, or magazines, they all essentially take you to the same place. I'm going to click here. And here is the catalog for all of our downloadable ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines. So you can see here, if you're more interested in magazines, you can click on in the top of the website, it says magazines, click there. And here are over 3,000 magazines, including Cook's Illustrated, including The Advocate. There are arts and crafts, there's The Economist, there is National Geographic. It's really a fabulous resource. So let's check out here first. So let's say I am interested in Today's Quilter over here on the right hand side. Oh, it looks like I'm already signed in. Today's Quilter. I'm just going to click on the cover of the magazine, and I can read a sample without checking it out. I can select another issue. This blue choice on the right hand side will show me all of the past issues that I have access to. I'm going to choose issue 84, which looks good to me. I'm going to click on borrow. Am I sure I want to borrow it? Yes, I am. I'll click borrow. And that's it. That's step one, checkout. The clock is ticking. I've got 3 weeks from now. And you'll see in this pop-up window, it is encouraging me to start reading it right away. But if I want to read it on my phone where I have the Libby app, I'm just going to ignore this notification. I don't want to read it on my computer. I'm on my computer right now. I don't want to read it on my computer. So, but now that it's checked out, I can pick up my tablet and open up the Libby app, and it will automatically download to the Libby app. Okay. So I'm just going to click X up here in the upper right. And let's go back in the upper left here. It says back to main collection. I'll click there. And I'm going to click search, the upper search bar. I want to look for, let's see, you can search by title or author. I'm going to search for Lee Child. Okay, so you can see on the left, there are 94 titles. This column on the left will help us narrow down the number of choices that we have. I want to check out something right here, right now. So I am going to start by clicking on Available Now. Great. So I know that I want an ebook. So I'm going to click on ebooks. And then I'm going to click on EPUB, ebook. EPUB stands for electronic publication. I'm going to click on EPUB. Okay, so now if we go to the top, we can see, well, we're down to 41. That's an awful lot, but it's better than the original. So let's say I don't find the book that I want here. I can go to, I can either look at all titles to see if there's one with a hold on it, or I can go to recommend to library. I want to point out here books that have the black ribbon at the top have been made available to the library by the publisher. And if I wanted to request that the library purchase this ebook, I would click on it, click on the cover and type in my email address, and then our purchasing department will get notified. I am going to go back to Available Now. And let's say I want this, let's go to Bad Luck and Trouble. So I'm going to click here. Are you sure you want to borrow? Let's see, I'll click borrow. Are you sure you want to borrow? Yes, I do. Okay, so here I have the option to read now with Kindle, read now in browser, or download. Well, the checkout process has begun. You can see right in the upper left, success. Checkout process has begun. I'm not going to download it onto the computer. That's not where I'm interested in reading it. So I'm going to disregard this notice, and I'm going to pick up my phone or my tablet, and I'm going to, and as soon as I open up the app, it will download automatically. And that's it. So the process itself is fairly straightforward. I'm going to go to libbyapp.com, where I've already signed in. And I want to talk a little bit about navigating with the within the app. So I've just checked out a magazine and a book. Let's go, if you look at the navigational tools on the bottom of the screen, starting at the left, the magnifying glass is to search for a particular item. This building is the library. If I wanted to browse our collection, I would go to the library. These three lines are signal that there's a main menu. The two books stacked are the books that I have checked out. This is my shelf where you put where the books go once you check them out. So let's go ahead. Oh, and the one on the far right is a reading history. Now the reading history isn't automatic. It's but if you choose not to maintain a reading history, you can opt out easily. Let's go back here to the shelf. And oh, here it is. Oh, this. Oh no, I checked out to a different account. Let me go back here to this site. My apologies. I'm going to sign out from this account. I'm going to sign back into Hazel's account because that's where we've got let's see, checkout. Okay, and let's quickly watch this process one more time. Click lead child. Okay, let's look at available now. And ebooks, EPUB, ebook. Great. And oh, we can check out Bad Luck Trouble again. Let's go for night school this time around. I'm going to click on night school. And yes, I would like to borrow it. Are you sure you want to borrow it? Yes, I am. And there we go. So I've checked it out. I'm not going to download it here. So I'm just going to disregard the encouragement to read it or download it right now. I don't want to read it on my computer. But if I go to my phone or my tablet and I open up the Libby app, it will automatically download. So let's take a look. Oh, it'll just take a moment to show up. The way I had this planned is it would take just a moment to, I would be describing the navigational tools as we went over. So let's look again at the main navigational tools on the bottom. And these three bars in the middle, I'm going to click there. And you can see that this is the main menu. So it says I've got one card at Kitsap Regional Library. You can get some help if you want. They do send you notifications if there are any changes to the app or updates. I'm going to click on one card. You can see that this is Hazel. It says she's got 3 items. You can add another card, which is nice for a family if you have children that are sharing a tablet. And let's see if it has noted that I have checked out night school. I'm going to go back to Libby actually. Okay, so it's showing up there. Let's go to on the bottom. I want to look at my loans folder, the things I've checked out. I'm going to click there. Oh, look at that. It still hasn't shown up. Well, my apologies. Let's see. There it is. There it is. Okay. So, so I checked it out on the computer, and if this were my app, it would show up in my app. Now, if I decided that I wanted to return it, again, it's a 3-week loan period and it does automatically get returned at the end of that period. But you can return it early by going to your loans folder and clicking Manage Loan, and you can return it early. I don't think I'm going to do that today. I will click down. So I'm wondering if there are any questions.
I have a question, Tressa.
Yes.
So actually, 2 questions. Interesting, and it's nice that it gives you the feature to return it early. So I imagine the library, if somebody knows, like, oh, I just didn't get into this and I'm going to go ahead and return it, it's probably helpful to go ahead and open it back up so that way it can be available.
It can be, yes. It's really, particularly if there's a long, it's interesting in my time at the library, I think that most library users they want to share books with each other. If there is a long line or they have been waiting to read something, whether it is something they can download or a physical item, if they waited a long time, they want to return it early. Now, ebooks and audiobooks, they are one item, one person, just as if it were a physical item. Magazines are different. So the magazines, we can have all of Kitsap can check out the same magazine at one time. There's no limit to the number of people that can read an issue of a magazine. And actually, I am going to go to the library and browse because I'd like to show you what a magazine looks like once you open it.
Can I ask a real quick question, Tressa?
Yes, please.
Is there any possibility of renewing on this system?
Thank you for asking that question. It's a great question. Yes, there is. So if there is not a hold on it, you will get notified 72 hours before the loan period ends that if it's available to renew, it will say this is available to renew. And when I say 72 hours, when you check out a book or a DVD, something that is a physical item, we work with a 24-hour or a 24-hour clock. So if you check it out on Tuesday, you can return it on Tuesday. So you can check it out at 10 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday and return it 3 weeks later on a Tuesday. It doesn't matter what time it is. It will be checked in on time. Because this is digital, it runs down to the second. So if you check the book out at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, 3 weeks later, it will get returned to the library automatically at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday.
Bye.
Right. See ya. Now, here is the thing to know is that you can renew the book, but because checkout and download are 2 separate steps, there are some situations in which you may need to, if it's an Amazon Kindle book, for example, you have to download it a second time. It's just a slightly different process. Does that answer your question? Mm-hmm. Maybe a little more than you hope for, but there you go. Before we go to the magazines, let's go ahead and open up the book. I'm going to click on the cover, and I'm going to be reading in Libby. So, and again, we're on the website, libbyapp.com, functions exactly like the app. So if you
Why would you use Libby rather than Kindle?
That's it. Different people have different reasons. So Kindle, in order to check out from Kindle, you need to go through Amazon. So you would click, you want to read on Kindle, and it would take you out of library land and into Amazon. So some folks would prefer to skip that step. They really don't want Amazon to know what they're reading. Other people, especially with the Paperwhite that can only check out Kindle books, that's the main purpose of the device, then you must read Kindle books. So you would check Kindle apps and devices, and you would go to Amazon to get it to your Paperwhite. Other people, you know, they read books on their tablet or their computer. They've purchased them from Amazon in the past. They just want all of their books in one place. So they check out Kindle books from the library so that all the books, their entire digital collection is in one place. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Whereas Libby doesn't cost anything.
That's right. Libby is free. Kindle books from the library are free also. But Amazon doesn't know what you're reading when you click on Libby.
But you have to own Kindle before you can do it, right?
Not necessarily. So Amazon has an app which is free called the Kindle Reader, and you can install that to your phone, or you can install it on your tablet, so an iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy or any of those devices. And through that app, you can purchase ebooks from Amazon and read them on that app. So if you then learn to get books from the library, you might choose to check out Kindle books and read them on the same app.
Okay.
You don't have to, but you might make that choice. This is a great example of technology is wonderful. It's given us so many options, and all of those options are also the curse. Like, what can I do? Well, there's so many things you can do, and many reasons why one might do one thing over another. So I'm going to click on Libby. And the book opens up. So it's loading. Here we go. I'm going to click. If you were on a device, you would tap with your finger in the middle of the screen. I'm going to click. And then you turn the page by tapping, or in this case, clicking on the right side of the page as if you were turning the page. Oops. Ooh, why did it do that? Oh, I'm learning things all the time. There we go. So it's got a title page. So here are the contents. I can click on any of the chapters. They are all links. So if I click on chapter 39, it takes me right to chapter 39. And let's say I read a couple pages and I'm interrupted, I fall asleep, I'm for whatever reason I stop. The next time I open up the Libby app, or the next time I go to libbyapp.com to open up the book, it will open up automatically wherever I last stopped.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's really nice. So I'd like to get back to the catalog. I still want to show you what a magazine is. So I'm going to click, or if I were on my device, I would tap, and I'm going to click in the middle of the page. And so that gives me some options. You can navigate in the device. From here, you can see there's a total of 628 pages, and this is where I am in the book. You can, I'm going up here to the upper right because you have some choices about the layout. Currently, I'm seeing 2 pages at one time, but you can click here to see just 1 page. And then click, if that's what I want, I can click in the middle of the screen and I'm ready to go. You would still turn the page by tapping on the right or clicking on the right. If you want to go back to 2, I'm going to click in the middle of the screen. Now I have some action buttons. You can change the font. Again, if you look in the upper right, the letter A, I'm going to click right there. You can make the text larger. You can, I'm going to scale down or scroll down a little bit. You can change the lighting. You can even make it dark. I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. You can also change the font. So, you know, there's so much that you can do here. So let's say you want to go old style, Cambria, Palatino. You've got all kinds of options. I'm done with this, so I'm going to click this arrow, which is generally in the middle of the screen. Oops, I want to close it. How do I close? Oh, to close it, I go to the middle of the text. There we go. And there it is. So there's lots that you can do within the item itself. Click in the middle of the screen. I want to go back to the library, so I'm going to go to the back button, which is in the upper left. And here we are. Because I want to browse the main navigational tools, which are now on the left-hand side, I'm going to click on the building, which is the library, where you go to browse for items. And I'm going to scroll down and find magazines. Okay, here we are. So remember, I'm in the app or at libyapp.com. Now, there are a couple of things I want to point out. The magazines are right here. I also want to point out, I'm going to scroll down a little bit farther, that from the app or libyapp.com, you have access to artist works. So this is another service that the library provides that you can access for free with your library card. They are music lessons. All kinds of music lessons. So you can see voice, fiddle, violin, some of the ukulele, and of course you can check out a ukulele from the library and then take lessons via artist work. So there's kind of a cool option there. Okay, I'm going to, right above here, I'm going to click on magazines. And let's see, let's look at Dwell magazine. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna come down and search. Let's see if we can find The Economist. So I'm gonna click on the magnifying glass, and up here at the top, I'm gonna click in the top on it up, and there it is. So I'll click on The Economist, and here we go. So here's the magazine series. I'm going to go ahead and click borrow. And I'm going to click borrow. Sure you want to borrow it? Yes, I am. Done. If you want to be notified when new issues become available, you can do that. Let's see how that's done. Show me how. A tag will let me know when the series becomes available. Okay, click back, and let's open it up. I need to, not now. There we go. Open magazine. And this functions just like the book. So you've got action pages on the bottom, the action items up on the top right. And if I just want to see the magazine, I click or tap in the middle of the screen, and here it is. And you'll see it looks exactly like the physical item. I'm going to click in the middle of the screen. You can, in the upper right, I'm going to change it into a 2-page format, like a magazine would read. Down here on the bottom, you can choose, you can jump around if you want, and like the book items, you can, when you decide you're done, you pick it up the next day, it will open up to the page that you left off. So pretty fabulous. Does that make sense? One of the other items that is available to you with magazines, another action that's available to you while you're reading, you might notice at the bottom middle of the screen, this icon has shown up. And what that will do is you're welcome to read the magazine as it appears, or if you click this button, you can choose an article, and then you can read it as a text. I mean, as a in a different format, in the which might be a little bit easier on your eyes. Come down here and you'll see that letter A tells you that you can change the font. There are all kinds of things you can do. Let's make it a little bigger yet, and we'll change the lighting a little bit. We'll save it, and then you can read from here by scrolling down. And I'm going to click done and go right back. And there you have it. Downloading.
Awesome. Thank you, Tressa. I love the feature that you can change the font. I mean, obviously very practical and very helpful in terms of, you know, depending on what feels most comfortable for reading. But I was also thinking, you know, depending on what genre of book or what era your book is in, it seems like you can also, you know, match the
That's right. That's exactly right.
Even more of that, you know, really get you into the zone there.
Historical fiction, sepia all the way.
Exactly.
There is a lot more to know about downloading from the library, and we covered a lot of options, but I just want to remind folks, you always have the option to give me a call. Let's see if I can I get in on there? Or send me an email and we'll sit down together. There we go.
There we go. Awesome. Yes. So if somebody is attempting this and maybe you make it to a certain step and all of a sudden you run into a little bump, you can reach out to Tressa, and Tressa will help walk you through it and hopefully get you all squared away.
Absolutely. Happy to do